Adequate notice of this meeting was provided and published in the Asbury Park Press and the Ocean Star on January 27, 2023. Copies of the agenda were provided to the newspapers, posted on public bulletin boards and the Township website.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Albanese.
Here.
Councilwoman Pontarero. Councilman Ambrosino.
Here.
Councilman Minikino.
Here.
Councilwoman Travers.
Here.
Vice President Zapsik.
Here.
President DeYoung.
Here.
Thank you.
Everybody please rise for a salute to the flag, followed by a moment of silence. Please be seated. Madam Clerk, please accept the reports from the municipal officers to file.
Yes, I will.
Thank you. Can I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from July 25th and August 8th meeting?
Motion.
Second. Roll call, please.
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilman Ambrosino.
Yes.
Councilman Minikino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Travers.
Yes.
Vice President Zapsik.
Yes.
President DeYoung.
Yes.
Thank you.
We have the first of our presentations this evening. I'd like to invite the Historic Preservation Commission President, Christine Schiess, to the podium to present the awards for the 2021 and 2022 homes. First up is the Osborne family. Come on down, Historic Preservation Commission. And the mayor, if you would like to join them.
Good evening. My name is Christine Schiess. I'm the chairperson of the Brick Township Historic Preservation Commission. Each year, the commission honors a structure in Brick Township
Next, we have the swearing in of our new police officers. Mayor and Chief, come on down.
Good evening. Tonight we are here to swear in 5 newly hired police officers that will fill the boots of those who recently retired. I say newly hired because some of the officers tonight will have prior experience. These men are joining a department that is proud of its history, its achievements, and its values. We are a department that strives for excellence, innovation, and collaboration. Our officers' actions foster community engagement, respect diversity, and promote inclusion. Our officers support, mentor, and learn from each other in order to provide the professional services our community members deserve and have come to expect. Though the road to get here hasn't been easy, I can tell you the road ahead isn't going to be a walk in the park. You will need the support of your family, friends, and coworkers more than ever. We are all here for you tonight and will be here for you when you need us in the future. As you begin and progress in your career as police officers, I urge you to remember the oath you are going to take tonight. I urge you to live by the law enforcement oath of honor, never betraying your integrity, your character, or the public trust. I wish all of you the best in your journey. I welcome you to our family as brothers and sisters in blue. At this time, I want to thank Mayor Crate and the council and the business administrator for continually supporting our department and our mission to ensure that the people of Brick Township are kept safe. Thank you. All right, first up is Chris Matez. Chris is, if you want to come up, badge 344. He's accompanied by his father, Stephen, his brother, Corey, and his uncle, Albert Pollock. All right, Chris. Yeah, Chris is a lifelong resident of Brick Township. He graduated from Brick Township High School in 2017. Chris earned an associate's degree in applied science from Brookdale Community College in 2019. In 2021, he started his law enforcement career in Point Pleasant Beach as a Class II Special Law Enforcement Officer. Chris transferred to Neptune Township in March of 2022, where he continued to work as a SLEO 2. Chris will be assigned to the Operations Division, where he will begin the field training program. Michael Delaney Jr., badge 345. Mike is accompanied by his parents, Michael and Linda Delaney, and additional family members. They want to come up? No, that's good. All right. Michael Delaney is a lifelong resident of Brick Township. He graduated from the Ocean County Academy of Law and Public Safety in 2019. Michael is a volunteer firefighter with Pioneer Hose Fire Company. He started his law enforcement career in Brick Township as a Class 1 Special in 2019. Michael will be attending the Ocean County Police Academy Basic Course for Police Officers, class number 116, starting in September. Matthew Garrity, badge 346. Matthew is accompanied here today by his mother Lisa, his sister Alexa, and his fiance Darian. They must have it mixed up here. Darian, okay, all right. Sister Alexa. Matt is a lifelong resident of Brick Township. He graduated from Brick Township High School in 2015. He earned an associate's degree in arts from Ocean County College in 2017. In 2020, he graduated from the University of South Carolina, where he earned a Bachelor of Science degree in hospitality management. In 2021, Matthew started his law enforcement career in Point Pleasant Beach as a Class 2 Special Law Enforcement Officer. And in 2022, Matthew was then hired as an investigator with the Ocean County Sheriff's Department, where he was assigned to the Judicial Division. Matthew will be assigned to the Operations Division, where he will begin the field training program. Justin McLaughlin, badge 347. Justin's here with his father, Vernon McLaughlin, and his mother, Barbara Judge. Justin is a lifelong resident of Brick Township. He graduated from Brick Township High School in 2012. Justin went to Ocean County College, where he studied social science from 2012 to 2015. Justin joined the U.S. Army Reserves in 2016. He attended basic training at Fort Leonard Wood in Missouri. He then became a military police officer after attending advanced individual training. Justin is currently active in the Army Reserve, serving at Fort Totten in New York. In 2017, Justin started his New Jersey law enforcement career in Bayhead as a Class 1 Special. In 2018, Justin worked as a SLEO 2 in Bayhead until 2020. He was then hired by the Robbinsville Police Department, where he worked as a full-time police officer until being hired here in Brick Township. Justin will be assigned to the Operations Division, where he will begin the field training program. Matthew Breslin, badge 348. Matthew's accompanied by his father, Michael, mother, Rory, sister, Jamie. Matt is a lifelong resident of Brick Township. He graduated from Brick Memorial High School in 2018. In 2020, Matthew started his law enforcement career in Asbury Park as a Class 1 Special Law Enforcement Officer. In May of 2023, Asbury Park hired him as a Class 2 Special. Matthew will be assigned to the Operations Division, where he'll begin the field training program.
Can I please invite all the new officers up here for a pic real quick with the chief and the mayor? Thank you, everybody. We will be moving on to our consent agenda, so now is the time to escape if you so pleased.
Yeah. Chance to go.
Thank you, Officer Tara.
Yeah.
Take care, Chief. Thank you.
This way.
Nice.
You're my hero.
Nah, it's all good. Put it all the way back, yep. They gotta get through this. And then Tara. The wheels will not help.
That is life. Thank you.
That's right.
Everybody ready?
Do you want me to read the consent agenda?
Yeah. We are now moving on to consent agenda.
All matters listed under item consent agenda will be enacted by one motion in the form listed below. If discussion is desired on any item, this item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately.
Resolution 4-1.
Thank you.
No.
Authorize award of contract vending machine services.
Councilman Minikino.
Thank you again. This resolution authorizes the award of contract for vending machine services to Verdi Vending, West Orange, in the amount of $380. This contract is for 3-year vending machines, 3 new vending machines. 1 in Department of Public Works, 2 at Town Hall. 1 will be at Land Use, and 1 will be outside the Police Department. Thank you.
Thank you. 4-2.
Authorize award of contract through Ocean County Cooperative Pricing System, purchase and delivery of 2023 Ford F-250 pickup truck.
Councilwoman Travers.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes an award of contract for a Ford F-250 pickup truck to Winter Ford, Cherry Hill, in the amount of $80,755. The truck is being purchased as part of the 2023 capital budget for the Recreation Department, specifically for beach services. The truck is being purchased through the Ocean County Cooperative Contract. Thank you.
Thank you. 4-3.
Authorize award of contract through Ocean County Cooperative Pricing System, purchase and delivery of 2023 Ford F-550 service utility vehicle.
Council Vice President Zapsik.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes an award of contract for a Ford F-550 service vehicle to Winter Ford, Cherry Hill, in the amount of $129,352. The truck is being purchased as part of the 2020 capital budget for the Parks Department. The truck is being purchased through the Ocean County Cooperative Contract. Thank you.
Thank you. 4-4.
Authorize award of contract through State of New Jersey Cooperative Purchasing Program, IT equipment for Aurora and Special Operations renovations.
Councilman Ambrosino.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes an award of contract to Hunter Technologies of Wall in the amount of $56,147.16. These funds are for the purchase of Extreme Networks IT equipment for the Special Operations Building and our very own new Senior Services Building and the renovations that are currently underway. These purchases are being completed under state contract. Thank you.
Thank you. 4-5.
Authorize closeout change order number 1, roadway improvements to Cherry Quay.
Councilman Menachino.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes closeout change order for the contract with Miso Inc. Clarksburg for the roadway improvements to Cherry Quay project. This change order is $5,343.15 increase and a result of a final as-built quantities.
Thank you.
Thank you.
4-6.
Authorize change order number 1, Affordable Housing Council.
Councilman Albanese.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes a change order to increase the aggregate amount of the annual budget for Affordable Housing Council to $35,000. The increase is needed due to the additional costs expected to be incurred throughout the end of the year in compliance with the Township's Affordable Housing Plan.
Thank you. 4-7.
Authorize award of contract lease agreements for communications tower and ground space.
Councilman Ambrosino.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes the award of contract for lease agreements on the wireless telecommunications pole at Town Hall. FSD Enterprises, the Township's cellular tower consultant, went out for bids to ensure that the Township is maximizing the value of the leased space available on that cell tower. The contract for the right to lease tower and ground space for the installation of communications equipment is awarded to Cello Partnership, otherwise known as Verizon Wireless, for an annual rent of $44,024, and to T-Mobile for an annual rent of $44,000. The lease agreement is for 5 years and will automatically be renewed for 4 additional 5-year terms. The vendor, or the Township, can provide a termination notice 6 months prior to renewal. These contracts represent a 55% increase in the current lease agreements. Thank you very much.
Thank you. 4-8.
Authorize special events permit, Rally for Alley 5K, PBA 230.
Councilwoman Pontoriero.
Thank you, Madam President. This resolution authorizes a special events permit for the BRIC PBA's Rally for Alley 5K event scheduled for October 29th, 2023. It will occur at the Drum Point Sports Complex and will be held from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you. 4-9. Bond releases and reductions.
49A is an inspection fund release for Block 382.19, Lot 1.01, in the amount of $620.84.
Thank you. 4-10. Tax collector.
Sure. 10A is 100% DAB widow of veteran deduction for Block 1192.02, Lot 93. 11B is 100% DAB widow of veteran deduction for Block 1401.26, Lot 31. And 10C is 100% DAB widow of veteran deduction for Block 1429, Lot 1. And 10D are tax overpayments for the year 2023 at Block 842, Lot 27.
Thank you. Can I please have a motion and a second on the consent agenda?
Motion.
Second.
Open to council. Close council. Open to public for these resolutions only. Seeing none, close public. Roll call.
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontoriero.
Yes.
Councilman Ambrosino.
Yes.
Councilman Menachino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Travers.
Yes.
Vice President Zapcic.
Yes.
President DeYoung.
Yes.
Thank you.
Moving on to 411, Bill Resolution Computer 2023.
Be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Brick that the following bills be paid and that the mayor and clerk be and are hereby authorized to draw orders on the treasurer for the amounts of the same. Computer bill resolution in the amount of $10,288,005.11.
Very good. Can I please have a motion and a second?
Motion.
Second.
Open to council. Close council. Open to questions on the public of the computer bill resolutions only. Seeing none, close public roll call.
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontoriero.
yes,
Councilman Ambrosino.
Yes.
Councilman Menachino.
Abstain Teamsters and yes to the rest.
Councilwoman Travers.
Yes.
Vice President Zapsik.
Yes.
President DeYoung.
Yes.
Thank you.
412, Bill Resolution Manual 2023.
Be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Brick that the following bills be paid and that the mayor and clerk be and are hereby authorized to draw orders on the treasurer for the amounts of the same. Manual bill resolution in the amount of $1,958,897.27.
Very good. Can I please have a motion and a second?
Motion.
Second.
Open to council. Close council. Open to public on the manual bill resolutions only. Close public. Roll call.
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontoriero.
yes,
Councilman Ambrosino.
I vote yes.
Councilman Menachino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Travers.
Yes.
Vice President Zapsik.
Yes.
President DeYoung.
Yes. Moving on to our ordinance on first reading, there is no public hearing on the first reading.
An ordinance of the Township of Brick, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey to create a new chapter in the Township Code to be entitled Project Labor Agreement.
Very good. Mayor.
Thank you. This ordinance establishes a project labor agreement to ensure that public construction contracts with total project costs that exceed $5 million, which the municipality directly undertakes, are performed promptly at a reasonable cost and with the highest degree of quality. This chapter also creates opportunities to employ a substantial number of apprentices, thus ensuring that these projects will expand access to living wage careers in the construction trades for a new generation of workers. It also opens up the opportunity for work here to be done in Brick Township by local workers, our local talent, and to ensure quality work. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Can I please have a motion and a second?
Motion.
Second.
Open to council. Close council. Roll call, please.
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontoriero.
yes,
Councilman Ambrosino.
Yes.
Councilman Menachino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Travers.
Yes.
Vice President Zapsik.
Yes.
President DeYoung.
Yes.
Thank you.
Moving on to ordinance on second reading.
An ordinance of the Township of Brick, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, amending the Township Code in Section 437-7 to update the rates for approved towing operators.
Councilman Albanese.
Thank you, Council President. In September of 2022, Sergeant Joseph Rossi of the Police Department's Traffic Safety Bureau was contacted by some of the township's police towers requesting a price modification to this ordinance. The feedback from the township towers is that the rates they are required to charge by ordinance are not similar to the rates being charged by other jurisdictions. That, coupled with the increase in cost of the towers are paying for fuel, supplies, insurance, is resulting in hardships for our police towing contractors. Sergeant Rossi researched the towing rates offered in neighboring municipalities and made a recommendation to change the rates to the Council of Public Safety Committee. The recommendation from Traffic Safety is based on the rate of inflation from 2016, when the ordinance was last amended, to now. The ordinance reflects a 20% increase based on inflation increase from 2016.
May I have a motion and a second?
motion,
Second.
Open to council. Close council. Open to public on this ordinance only. Seeing none, close public. Roll call.
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontoriero.
yes,
Councilman Ambrosino.
Yes.
Councilman Menachino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Travers.
Yes.
Vice President Zapsik.
Yes.
President DeYoung.
Yes.
Thank you.
Moving on to public comments.
Please note that each person addressing the council during any section of the meeting during which public comment is permitted shall limit his or her remarks to 5 minutes pursuant to Brick Township Administrative Code, Section 2-33B.
Very good. Who's up first? Sorry.
Gotta watch what I say with the Bible down here. Is this thing on? Oh, yeah. Okay, John Sluka, 950 Sylvia Court. I'll read my letter. Dear Mayor Cray, including the corrections for the spell check. Dear Mayor Cray, August 11, 2023. Council President Heather Young and all Brick councilmen and councilwomen, as well as the residents and workers of Brick Township and basically all of Ocean County. After entering the Garden State Parkway at exit 102 southbound, I remained in the right-hand lane for nearly 14 miles, and to no one's surprise, the lane ended at exit 91. This is the road that the New Jersey Turnpike Authority commissioners state that it is an exit lane, but it's only an exit lane for the last 1/3 of a mile, so they don't have to make any changes. According to the NJTA, they did not expand the width of the Garden State Parkway in Brick, but just adjusted the exiting lane. Yes, nearly 14 miles of roadway with no change in the roadway except to move it closer to Evergreen Woods condominiums. This expansion, or as the New Jersey Turnpike Authority says, the non-expansion of the main roadway has been harming our citizens for over 10 years now, and what have we done about it? To date, very little, except if you count the time a former councilman defended the New Jersey Turnpike Authority by stating the same falsehoods and misrepresentations that the New Jersey Turnpike Authority has been espousing for years. The New Jersey Turnpike Authority has stated that their rules say they do not have to build walls, increase brush, and trees if they did not expand the Garden State Parkway, but they only expanded the exiting lanes. How did they expand the exiting lanes? According to them, they widened the roadway, and on the last half mile of the 14-mile lane that ended in Brick Township, they put dotted lines and not stripes, and remained, as in, called it, an exiting lane. My father used to say, "Figures don't lie, but liars sure can figure." What has the local government officials accomplished in the 12 years they have said they truly tried to get the New Jersey Turnpike Authority to do something to stop the abuse, the illness, and the premature deaths of residents of the township? Although at times I'm sure the local government officials tried to talk to the New Jersey Turnpike Authority, they basically accomplished nothing. They have proved the point that nice talk accomplishes basically nothing, and only legal and aggressive actions may force the New Jersey Turnpike Authority to take the health and the residents of Brick Township seriously. 14 to 20-foot high pollution, noise, and safety walls along the side of the Garden State Parkway are needed in Evergreen Woods, Primrose Gardens, Greenbrier, Lanes Mill School area, Birchwood, Briar Mill, Cherrywood, and Brick High School, and the Town Hall as well. Air pollution causes an increased risk of respiratory diseases, including asthma, chronic COPD, and lung cancer. And they also cause cardiovascular diseases such as myocardial infarction, heart failure, cerebrovascular, I think I got it, accidents. Elderly subjects, pregnant women, infants, and people with prior disease appear especially susceptible to the effects of the ambient air pollution. Children, the elderly, and people with ongoing illness are more vulnerable to the air pollution than the other groups. To save the people of Evergreen Woods, Greenbrier, Brick High School, Town Hall, Birchwood, and other areas, action needs to be taken in the news and in the courts. It is well past the days when we can lie to ourselves and believe the world is good and they'll do what is right. So it is time that the local government needs to act. Save the children, save the elderly, save us all by saving a life today. I yield back 1 minute. Thank you.
Yes, Nan Call, 18 Greenbrier Boulevard. I actually have 2 letters, and I know you'll cut me off. So that's all right, because I'll read as far as I can and then submit them to be put with the minutes, whatever I don't get to. I'll give you the whole letters. And it says it's from me. We hold these truths to be self-evident. The United States of America was founded as a Judeo-Christian nation. It is not necessary to define oneself as a believer of any religious group or sect. The fact is that at some time, Earth came to be. It is a fact of life that we humans group with other humans of similar practices. We have always had what could be termed pagans among us. We always seek to blame some power outside of our she, my sister, or my friend made me do it. Or even the dog is responsible. He ate my homework. I do not know for sure, but I believe groups of people who lived in close proximity to one another started to feel there was a higher power which controlled our behavior. The first we learn of this is the power of God, who set moral principles to follow. These principles are principles of cleanliness. Do not eat pork, it is unclean, etc. Next, we have a set of behavior which tells us how to treat one another. Treat others as you wish to be treated. Be sure to acknowledge it was through a power beyond human nature to ensure we have food to eat, especially bread and water to drink. But bread and water alone will not ensure life goes on. This great higher power provided a method of reproduction. At some point, humankind realized it is best to be one man, one woman, joined for a lifetime. Some of us call this a sacred oath, a sacrament, as it were. I believe God created us male and female. We are not identical. We are complementary. And so a family unit came to be. Evil has existed from the beginning of recorded time. Little by little, creatures became aware, to one degree or another, that certain behavior brought wonderful benefits, and a different behavior begat unpleasant effects. Inbreeding caused problems. We the people did not know why. After many millennia, a taboo was imposed upon such behavior. It is so sad to realize that we are now regressing. Our language has been adding letters to define people. At least that is my opinion. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer, questioning one's sexual or gender identity. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer. I repeated it, sorry, I must have did a cut and paste. Contrary to what some humans are saying, these letters do not identify anyone. They identify bedroom behavior. During the phony COVID pandemic, we the people were advised, follow the science. The science is man and woman. Man is XY and woman is XX chromosomes. There is also a condition referred to as fused genitalia. This is a matter to be discussed by the parents in conjunction with the child's doctor. I have read there were cases in which doctors made the decision of how to handle the situation without consultation with the parents. I talked with my primary physician, and he told me what he tells his grown patients is, I have to know if you have ovaries. A conversation with a friend elicited the information that when the females have transition surgery, the ovaries are left where they are. That makes a problem for the doctor and what happens, such as cancer. I also have watched videos by Dr. John Campbell, who is based in England. My late husband and I have had many experiences with idiots like a gastroenterologist who tried to remove polyps that were not polyps. They were actually lassoing parts of his intestines. Thank God the Holy Spirit protected him and me. That one is for the question that I understand from the TV is all over New Jersey today. And again, I repeat, defining yourself as a lesbian or gay, that's not a definition.
Thank you, Ms. Call.
You are man or woman.
Thank you, Ms. Call.
Oh, yes, of course.
Next.
As I said, I will give a copy of that, and there's a lot of misprints.
Okay.
And I have a
You can
letter
move.
to give to the mayor in response to her survey.
You can move right over, yeah, Officer Officer Schindler.
Okay. This.
Next, please.
Jim Palmisano, Winding River Road, Brick. The rights of parents in New Jersey are under assault by Governor Murphy, Attorney General Platkin, and the NJEA. Duly elected school boards make educational policy decisions. Policies are rules that are set to achieve certain goals or outcomes. Policy on school boards should not be imposed by the state. Parents are responsible for the health and welfare of their own children. Parents are responsible for teaching children about ethics, religion, and many other things. Teachers teach math, science, language, history, etc. Teachers also play an important supporting role to parents. Through parent conferences and communication, teachers inform parents when issues arise with child development, whether the child excels or perhaps needs additional help and attention. Historically, parents have been notified of a child's change in behavior. As with any noticeable change, parents must be notified when a child wants to be referred to as a different biological gender, animal, or referred to as a different pronoun. We have laws that prohibit children from doing many things: serving in the military, driving, alcohol, tobacco. School nurses are even prohibited to give medication such as aspirin to a child without express parental consent. Quoting the Board of Education, quote, "A significant step backwards for parents who have a constitutional right to be aware and involved in the upbringing of their children." A significant step backwards. Involved in the upbringing of their own children. The board also states the judge's decision is potentially harmful for this pre-K through 8 student population, as they will not have the benefit of parental involvement and support unless the minor student consents to such parental disclosure. Considering the recent decision, whereas the court sided with Governor Murphy and Attorney General Platkin and the NJEA, I would like to ask Mayor Crate if she stands for parental rights, or does she stand for the teachers union of which she is president? I would also like each council member to publicly state if they stand for parental rights, or do you back the mayor, Governor Murphy, and Attorney General Platkin? If in fact you remain silent and not addressing this issue, that will tell me that you fully support the actions of Murphy, Platkin, and Biden, and could care less about parental rights here in Brick. Thank you.
Anybody else from public? Seeing none? Oh. Come on down.
Just have a few questions. With the sports, the bubble, that's not going to be a bubble anymore. Is that going to lower the value of that?
I don't believe so, no.
So they're still going to be entitled to their pilot?
Yes. Because it did not change the use. It's a sports complex instead of a sports dome.
Okay. And is it ever going to get started, or are we going to see signs coming soon, forever?
I believe they're starting soon.
They've dug dirt.
Because they got all of their planning board's approvals.
what about the finances, which
I-
the gentleman has said he's having a hard time getting?
I am not privy to their finances.
I think with the state of affairs and the finances, giving them a pilot is totally wrong. They're not doing anything for us, and they're getting all the benefits, and they keep coming back on, oh no, now we're changing this, now we're changing that. That's not good business on their side. Thank you.
Anyone else from public? Yes.
Rocco Palmieri, 3 Huckleberry Court. So I guess by staying silent, you do agree with Governor Murphy's and
You are not allowed to poll a council.
I'm sorry?
You are not allowed to poll a council
So
to
you
vote.
can't answer Jim Palmisano's question?
You cannot poll a council to vote.
Huh? But there's no comment at all. There's nothing. Okay.
This
So
is
we know where
your,
you stand. So
this
that
is
way we know
your
where-
public comment.
Yeah, so we know where you stand.
That is your public comment. Anybody else? Seeing none, close public. Mrs. Bergen?
Nothing other than to congratulate our newest officers. Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor Crate.
Thank you. I would like to begin with welcoming our 5 new police officers. One of the things that I'm proud of as being mayor here in Brick Township is the fact that we do work very hard to make sure that our commitment to the safety of the people in our town is a priority. And we have a fabulous police department. I've been honored to be able to work with a lot of these people throughout the last few months and really get to know them. And you know, when I shook each of the new officers' hands, I made it a point to say welcome to the family, because it is a family. And our police officers, once you're an officer here in Brick Township, you know, they really take care of each other. So welcome to our new officers. We're really excited to have them. I wanted to also mention that I spoke with the person in charge of Habitat for Humanity of Ocean County when we did our CDBG grant, when we gave out our grants a few weeks ago. One of the people who received a grant was from the Habitat for Humanity in Ocean County, and I said to her as I shook her hand, oh, I'd love to talk to you about some of the things that you do. And so we had a chance to speak, and one of the things that she brought up that I would like to announce is that, and I know she spoke of it that night, but if you are someone living in town who has, does not have the means to make necessary repairs to your home, they do have grants available to people here in Brick Township where they can send out carpenters and electricians or people who can assist with those home repairs. So if there's something happening in your home where you don't have heat for your family, or you don't have running water for your family, or electric, or something is going on in your home that's making it unsafe for your family to live there, I would recommend reaching out to the Habitat for Humanity of Ocean County and see if there's someone there that can assist you and come out and do a home evaluation and see if they can help. So it was really nice talking with her, and I wanted to make sure everyone in Ocean County, or not in Ocean County, but at least in Brick Township for our part, had the opportunity to hear that and know that. I've done a couple of other great conversations over the last couple of weeks. I know that one is out there for sure. The first one I did last week was with Mike Desmond. He is the volunteer president of the Bricktown Little League. He was very excited to talk to us about their year. This was their 40th year here in Brick Township, and he talks about how he is now coaching on the fields where he played as a kid, and it's really very exciting. His own kids are now playing, and there are generations of kids here in Brick Township who have played on those fields. So it was really great talking to him. They had a record turnout for players this year. They had 571 kids sign up, all ages from T-ball to what I guess they call I'm really bad with baseball, but the pros, where I think it's 13 to 15-year-olds. It was a huge turnout, and they're hoping for their 41st year that they can reach the 600 mark for kids signing up. And they have a really good 11-year-old team this year that will be eligible to play for the also the Little League World Series. So the hope is that that team can maybe carry on through next year and make it to the World Series. So we will absolutely cheer them on, of course, if they do. I also had a very exciting talk, even though I know you probably wouldn't think this at first glance, with Brian Dickerson. He is in charge of our code enforcement here in Brick Township. And I know you're thinking, ugh, code enforcement. But I'll tell you, as a regular resident, before I was involved with being on council and then also as mayor, I never really thought about code enforcement or what it meant. But for people who've had to deal with neighbors or businesses that are not following code, it's a really interesting talk. If you're always wondering, what do I do if I think someone's breaking the rules, I highly recommend watching this very brief Create Conversation. Brian takes you through the steps of how you can file a complaint. And also we talk a little bit about how you can go onto the Brick Township website and you can see what all of the different codes are. If you go in code enforcement, there's a little section where you can type in a search like garbage cans, and it'll break down all the different codes that we have here in Brick Township, from when you're allowed to put it out, how long it can stay at the curb, how far from the curb it needs to be, how close to your house it should be, and all that good stuff. That's just a simple example, but you know, our code enforcement works very hard to make sure that people are following the rules, but it's citizens out there in Brick Township that help us do that. So it's a really good conversation. Brian loves what he does. He's very passionate about all of the work that he's done here in Brick Township. He's worn a lot of different hats over the years, and it's a good one. So if you see it on Facebook or on YouTube, I highly recommend it. Our final Traders Cove Concert Series concert is coming up tomorrow. So Jukebox Legends will be playing. The show starts at 7. Make sure you get there somewhere between 6:30 and 6:45 so you can get a front row seat. Make sure you bring your lawn chair. And your sunglasses, because the sun is inevitably always setting directly in your eyes for the first probably 20 minutes of the show. So make sure you bring your sunglasses. It is a beautiful sight. It's a lot of fun. There's room for you to get up and dance and enjoy yourself. So please join us there tomorrow night. And although we don't have food trucks, the ice cream truck is always there, which is a top priority for me. I also wanted to talk about, just remind everyone that Visitation Church has their community lunch the third Thursday of every month. This month we had barbecue chicken, which was yummy, and a lot more people came out this month. It was really exciting, and we're hoping to get those numbers to continue to grow. And the good thing about this lunch is it's not just the idea that you sit down for a nice little 4-course meal and you're served by people who are very excited to be there, but you also have that the community part of it, where you get to sit down and converse with people that you haven't met before, or maybe friends that you met last time and you're excited to see again. So their next lunch will be on Thursday, September 21st. I don't know what's on the menu, but I'm sure it will be delicious, and I hope to see you there. And September 11th is coming up. Now we have a 3-week gap now between our council meetings. So I want to point out that the September 11th ceremony will be at Windward Beach on September 11th. It's a Monday at 6 p.m. and we hope to see you there. We usually have a lot of different organizations come out to speak, so we hope to see you there. And also, if you have not already done so, the Longest Table event is coming up on September 23rd. It's a Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. at Havens Homestead. It's really another opportunity for us to come together as a community. We're a community of 75,000 people. I know that Brick Township is big, but we do have the opportunity to continue to grow that small town feeling by coming together, breaking bread, meeting new friends, and finding out ways that we can work together to make Brick Township better. So I genuinely hope to see you there. We'll have all different people from businesses. We've invited clergy, and we're hoping to have a nice community gathering where with good conversations. And I think the last thing that I want to say is I've been a teacher for 30 years. I have been the Teacher of the Year for my district. I have been the Educational Professional Services for my entire district over my career. And the best way, and I've had this conversation with parents many times, The best way that you can ensure that your child is getting the education that they need and deserve is to continue to have an open communication with your child's teachers. Teachers always want to work with parents. We always want to partner with parents. And the goal is to have an open line of communication. So if there is ever anything happening in your child's classroom that you have a question about, ever, I know that I speak for all teachers when I say that the best thing that you can do is pick up the phone and please call so that we can have a conversation about what your concerns are, what's happening in class, and how we can best help and support every child in the classroom. And that's all I have to say this evening. I hope to see you at the September 11th commemorative ceremony, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Starkey? Fantastic. Madam Clerk? Mrs. Murphy? Councilman Albanese?
Yeah, let me address Mr. Parmesan and Palmieri. I do stand with you guys. I think parents should have control. Most of my friends are teachers and administrators, and this is a conversation that comes up a lot. So I do think parents should have control.
Councilwoman Ponterero.
Thank you so much, Madam President. First, I want to thank not only the 5 officers who are coming into our town to protect and serve us, but also the parents, the relatives, and the loved ones of each and every one of those officers who have to know that while their loved one is doing something that is so important and makes such a difference in the world, that they risk their lives every day to perform that job. So I want each of us to just give a moment to thank the parents and the loved ones for encouraging their child to serve our community. When we talk about things like labels, I think that it is most important to remember that labels do not define a person. I am a proud parent of 3 children. My oldest child happens to be here today. He's 16 and going to be a junior at Christian Brothers Academy on a full scholarship. So I'm extraordinarily proud. And one thing that I've gotten to learn through the years is that there are certain things in school that are taught that I don't agree with. And I absolutely think that ultimately, as a parent, I should have control. And all I've done throughout the years, each and every time a new issue has come up that I didn't feel was right for my family, I've gone to the school. And as Mayor Crate has indicated, I have always encountered nothing but acceptance of my concerns and a way to make it so that I am comfortable with it. I am an out lesbian woman, but that's just one label. Ms. Call indicated that certain things are said by God. Pope Francis has made a statement recently that all gay, lesbian, transsexuals, queer, and others are children of God and belong in the family of the church. We also know that suicide rates for children who identify as gay, lesbian, or transsexual are extraordinarily high. I noticed that Mr. Palmieri and Mr. Palmisano, you weren't at the meeting where Harbor House received some funding. Harbor House takes in homeless and abused children. Unfortunately, the vast majority of the children are identified as gay and lesbian and transsexual and are homeless because they were thrown out of their homes by their family and not accepted. I think that in our day and age, what is important is a strong family unit. The teachers get a few hours a day with my children. I get the rest of the time. I get to show them what I believe is correct, and acceptance and tolerance, and to follow the words of the Lord, to love thy neighbor as thyself. So I think it's important not to get hung up on a label when you see a person, but that you really see a person. And by the way, when you brought up science, Ms. Call, science has now identified the gene in men that makes them tend to be homosexual, and we're inches from finding the same gene for women. I do not have a lifestyle, I have a life. As God said, he made man in his image, and he made me exactly as I am. And as I tell my children, you are perfect the way God made you. If you are a parent and you are concerned, we have incredible teachers at our schools. There is nothing wrong with going to a teacher and expressing how you feel with your religion, with your morals, and expressing it to them so that you're sure that what the little eyes and ears are hearing and seeing is palatable for you. And then you show them at home what's acceptable for your family. I thank you so much for raising those questions, Mr. Palmisano, Mr. Palmieri. It's very, very important. Have a good night.
Councilman Ambrosino.
Thank you, Council President. Again, another town council meeting where there was quite a bit of hot air and spectacle and grandstanding. I find that disappointing, but I guess it's to be expected until November at least. Another meeting where there's soapboxing on topics that don't really pertain to the town council. It makes me question whether or not these individuals understand what it means to be a council person and what it is that we do up here. I'd like to talk about a couple of positive things that the town council has done today. I'd like to congratulate our 5 newly hired police officers. One of the things that I heard over and over again from our fantastic police chief was lifelong resident of Brick. That makes me proud that people who grew up here in this town like I did are choosing to stay here and, like Councilwoman Pontorero mentioned, serve our community. That's what I'm doing. I also think that our ordinance about project labor agreements is fantastic. It's an example of steps that we're taking to support our unions and to support jobs staying in Brick for Brick residents. Those are the sorts of things that the town council does. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Councilman Menachino.
Thank you. First, I want to congratulate the 5 officers and welcome. And again, like you said, they're lifelong residents, which is nice. It's good to see that. I did notice that also. And I really can't follow what you said, Councilwoman. Wonderful job. Thank you.
Councilwoman Travers.
I also wanted to just congratulate the new police officers as well as the Osborne and the Zeusen family for their historic preservation awards. And again, thank our councilwoman for her strong and powerful words that I couldn't agree more with. Thank you.
Thank you. Council Vice President Sampson.
Thank you, Council President. I also want to congratulate our police officers. When they put their hand on that Bible tonight, they vowed to protect and serve all Brick residents, not only straight Brick residents, not only white Brick residents, not only English-speaking Brick residents. They vowed to put their life in jeopardy to protect all Brick residents. So if you're not willing, when you're in need, to ask an EMT or a police officer, do you identify with the gender you were born with? Or are you gay or lesbian because I don't want your assistance if that's the case? Then that's then you really need to examine yourself. All means all. We support all of our police officers. We support all of our residents. We were voted in office to serve everyone, regardless of their gender, their political affiliation, their race, their nationality. We serve all. Now, as a parent, I raised 2 children in this town. Never once did I feel that I had no rights. Rather, as someone who has worked in the field of substance use prevention for decades, I have seen plenty of parents that abdicated their rights. So let's be sure we know what we're talking about here. No one's taking away any parental rights. The other thing I have a question for you, Mr. Starkey. Actually, I have a couple questions for you. School board business, the school board is a separate entity, correct?
That is correct.
And school board business has no place in these chambers, is that correct?
That is correct. It's also correct that this body has no control or authority over school board business.
Thank you. And final question, our opinions up here have no bearing on decisions made by the school board, is that correct?
That's 100% correct. They're an independent body. They're not under this board. They're separately elected, and they separately respond to their constituents.
Thank you. That's all I have this evening.
Very good. Thank you. I would just like to, I'll make it brief. My throat's giving way. I'd like to congratulate the 5 new officers. Please be safe on the roads and welcome to the family, as Mayor Crate said. Our next scheduled public meeting will be held on Tuesday, September 12th at 7 p.m. Can I have a motion and a second to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.